about. That's the big stuff. That's when we are moving away from the belief or the idea of a spiritual world beyond our 3D realm and into the knowing that there is a higher power. And when you know that, it's not so difficult to see that trauma is about your growth and conflict is part of the healing, and the fears you can lift up into love when you remember that bigger picture. All right, let's just get centered so we can choose some cards. So closing your eyes to bring your focus in, maybe a centering breath or two. You could put the intention out for the guidance for your highest good at this time, if you like. And when you're ready, let's choose some cards. There's one, and Australian Wisdom and Robin Wood Tarot. And there's two. And there's three. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Have you chosen? Okay. Card number 1 is the Nine of Swords, and swords are all about the mental realm. Oh, getting this light right's tricky. All about the mental realm. So there's a bit of awake in the night, and a wild Aries full moon doesn't help sleep, does it? But lots of thinking going on with this card. So this is the card I see as an overthinking card, and maybe even terrorizing yourself with your thoughts. So the message here is to come back into your body and stop thinking so much. Yeah, that can get you into quite a state when you overthink. So things can get a bit out of control with the thoughts. And if you communicate from that place, well, that really gets you into trouble. So if you're in this space, do your best to zip your mouth while you get yourself grounded and watch this overthinking. Okay? Falcon's going to help. This is your animal card. And that is about focus. It's about truth. So maybe coming into your heart space will give you a better picture on what it is that you're getting obsessive or ruminating about. Wisdom. So the wisdom is there. I think when the thinking is a third eye. The third eye looks after our intellect and the left and the right brain, our connection to intuition, collective consciousness. But when it's out of balance, we can get into that left brain and do the overthinking. So here we've got wisdom, which is more of a right brain thing. So switching brain hemispheres will help. How do you do that? Let go of the ruminating. Meditate. Focus, clarity, and news is on here as well. I wonder what that's about for you. Alrighty, that's your guidance. Card number 2. Card number 2 is the powerful Emperor. So this is the masculine principle in tarot. So this can be looking at your father issues, what you're needing to shift that you've brought through from your father, or even being able to honor and hero those positive qualities that you've brought through from your younger years. So this is about your leadership, coming into your leadership power, your authority, being able to stand tall, have vision, go forward. Even delving into new territories can be an Emperor kind of vibe. But definitely this is about leadership and coming into your power. I've got a couple of notes here about this one that I wanted to add. Oh yeah, I want to say about not being so emotional, keeping the emotions in check, and the intellect's used in a really clear, strong, positive way with the Emperor energy. What else have I got? Observing and analysing well. That's the other thing I wanted to say. So analysing and observing well. So this is really quite clear on the mental realm as opposed to what we just saw with the Nine of Swords. So coming into your power, into your leadership abilities, being the Emperor. So imagine being the Emperor, and that's what's going to take you forward in your week ahead. You have the Cassowary with this, and the author of this deck says this is about ET communication is part of this. Respect and reputation, that's very Emperor, isn't it? Pride, that's Emperor as well. Master apprentice, so maybe there's some deep learning around these leadership skills coming up for you at this time. And leading by example. What vibes with you there? Imagine being the Emperor with your cassowary. What's that like? Okay, and the last card is the Devil. Ooh, Devil energy. So what's the Devil all about? This is getting into your base desires. So this is coming down lower. This is away from the mind and it's more instinctual. And you might have heard me say before, if you've had this card, my mum always called this the sex, drugs and rock and roll card, which is totally right. We can get caught up in sex away from the heart, maybe in an addictive way, the same as with drugs and alcohol and food. Things that take us away from that beautiful scene up the end of this passageway that they can't quite get to. So this is where maybe you're feeling controlled by somebody else that's being led astray. I don't know, that's a bit more teenage, isn't it? But you can be leading yourself astray. Maybe your teenager is up at the moment and you're being led down shady paths. But this is how we control ourselves and control others as well, and other people's control over us. But being caught up in materialism and those more basic things that keep you away from heart and a more spiritual connection. And your power animal here is the whale. So that's really going to lift you up from this. And I think with the whale, which is like the keeper of records and going into memories, compassion, these are the things that you need to be able to lift you away from where you're feeling stuck. What else has it got? Past memories, ESP, so tuning in. So use the whale as a way to lift yourself up into a more heart space. Beautiful. Okay, that's your guidance for this week. I'll see you next week with a haircut. Bye-bye.